First of all, it's historic. It's a celebration. It's a way to give back and honor and recognize, volleyball in the state and all the players and coaches and from all levels. It's a celebration of what's important in Nebraska, and we think women's sports are a big deal here, and I also think this is a reflection of Trev, trying to do some cool things here, and this is pretty cool.
What were you hesitant? Were you or are you still hesitant?
Well, we had a couple of issues. First of all, football fields are crowned, so we can't just lay the Terraflex on the football field. So what are we going to play on? So they've got this stage figured out. They're going to build up a stage. Second thing was, lighting, sun, and so we had to figure out the times, and so they did a study on that time of year. So we think the sun will be down, so we'll be under the lights, but it'll still be dusk. And then what happens if it rains? And there's not much we can do except move over to Devaney and go. So, and all the other stuff we're getting worked out, like locker rooms and things like that. So, football has to give up the stadium for 6 days. So that's another big thing that Matt Rule had to say, hey, I'm okay with that, because it's going to take him a while to build that stage. And then of course we want to have a celebration afterward and have a big party. So those are got to keep making things fun, right?
Do you have to check with the NCAA on anything?
Yeah, I don't know who on Trev's staff has been talking to them. I think it's Matt. I'm not 100% sure, Matt Davison, but he verified everything. That how do you count the attendance? Is this is outdoor okay? All that. So they've got all that out of the way before we got to this point today.
You picked the opponent?
Trev asked me over Christmas, like, hey, what do you think about these teams and bringing them in? And so I started with Matt because at UNO, because we were talking anyway about trying to play and so on. So I said, hey, here's an opportunity. Let's do this. And because typically those guys like to play tournaments, so this will be, this will mess up his weekend basically to play a tournament a little bit. And for us, we're playing a bunch of midweek matches in non-conference. So I started with him. That worked, and then Trev wanted more than just those two teams and wanted other teams, and that's how we got Kearney and Wayne State.
Just when you're casually talking with other people, what's the number you put out there that you think it might be?
Well, I haven't casually talked about anybody because it's been top secret. But after hearing President Carter, we're used to selling out, and we got a sellout streak. We got to keep it going. So I think the goal is to sell out the stadium.
After being apprehensive for a little while about if this is something you really wanted to do, why was now the perfect time? Was it getting the nuts and bolts of how this can count for attendance, or what was it?
Did you ever watch Trev play football?
I've seen film.
So I've been in meetings with him. He gets his ears pinned back, gets in the three-point stance. You say, okay, I got it. He's just been super confident about this the whole time, and coach, like Brent started off, like it gets totally out of my routine and our team's routine, and it's different, but it's cool to be around people that dream big, and that's what we talk about all the time, and this is just the next step we can take to again make Nebraska volleyball really special, or more than it is, and really put it on a world stage, because this will be in the volleyball world. It'll go all over the world. Jordan Larson's going to be getting asked about it tomorrow morning in Italy.
She definitely will
Yeah.
be. We just talked to two of your girls. I mean, they were so excited to be a part of a trend-setting team, as if you guys already aren't. What was the reaction of the team when they heard on Tuesday?
They were a little bit in shock, because I think they thought I was kidding them, to be honest with you. And then they're just like, Coach, this is really cool. So I just, in a way, it's kind of like being in this. I mean, when's the last time we had something like this? It's kind of like overwhelming in a way. So it's hard to like visualize it because it's never happened. So we'll work through that, and it's a good thing we play beach, so we'll get, we're used to playing outdoors.